What is good, YouTube? Someone messaged me at that time. What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. I hope you enjoyed that little intro. Just off the back of my last video, I kind of wanted to get back into, making those a bit more engaging introductions to the videos. I really enjoy making them, so I hope it was that. And yeah, we're back with yet another video. The uploading schedule, I guess the momentum that I'm building with content at the minute is something that I'm really just trying to nurture. This stuff is just coming really organically to me, and I think when you feel something, you should just let it flow. So that's what we're doing. And basically, I wanted to do an immediate upload straight after my last video because it wasn't to the standard that I really want to make videos at. And there's quite a mixture of reasons for that. So microphone issues, camera issues, I guess, battery life of my camera, and in the background I've solved all of those things, I think. The mic issue, I still kind of need to get some high quality mics, and I will be doing that at some point in the near-ish future. I just kind of want to hit some milestones first before I allow myself those luxuries, and yeah, that's how I'm kind of approaching life at the moment. But anyway, the reason for this upload and the reason for this video being a video is because I remembered what the other option was, and it was the sexy side of being shredded, which is a video idea that I wanted to get out there off the back of our, the not so pretty side of being shredded, the truth of being shredded that not anyone's going to tell you. And I got a lot of messages off the back of that video, a lot of support for that video, so just want to say thank you for that. But people want to know the other side, and just like anything in life, there's two sides to every coin, right? So today I thought we'd literally just do the same sort of thing as we did before, and just go down a bit of a list of what the positives are of being shredded, in the same way that we did for the negatives. So I've got it written down in my phone. It's not a nice little lists. That focuses. A list of things, and we'll just speak to them, go through them one by one. I might not cover all of them in this video, but I think we'll do 3 because I've actually got categories. I found myself writing down more than I expected. When I first thought about this video idea, I thought, well, what is the good thing about being shredded? Being shredded, and that's it. But no, so we'll kick off with the obvious, right? You look the best that you've ever looked. In terms of like your physique, inside the gym, when you've got a pump and you catch yourself under that lighting, it's genuinely like a what the hell moment. I'm having them regularly at the minute where I see myself in a reflection when I'm doing a movement, and I just think, that's something I've never seen on my body ever before. And as someone who is into bodybuilding, is into physique development and the gym, it's something that I've chased my entire life. And so to be actually seeing that in person, in real life, is an incredible moment. It's pretty cool. Further to that, I suppose, like one of the reasons I got into this in the first place was I would see guys on social media. I'm going to reference like Alex Eubanks. I don't know if anyone knows who that is, but he's a big American influencer, caught a lot of heat back in like the Natty or Not days, and is now enhanced openly. But I would look at guys like that and think, like, why don't I look like these guys? And to then start to look a bit like those guys. I'm definitely nowhere near an Alex Eubank, but it's such a 360 moment of like fulfillment, and yeah, really, really, that's like an amazing feeling. Fulfillment. People notice that, and it's nice. Like, I'm not going to deny that. I think within the bodybuilding world, there's a lot of like, don't pay attention to what people are saying because they might tell you that you're ready for a show and you're not. But just in general, when you've been working towards something for nearly 2 years, like I have in my case, to have friends and family members and even people that maybe don't even know you come up to you and say, hey man, like, you look really fucking good. That is, once again, it's like an affirmation of your own thoughts and your own feelings that, okay, no, I'm doing good. I'm good at this thing. I mean, I had an example recently where I trained at Pure Gym in Milton Keynes, and I literally was just doing a little bit of posing at the end of my session. Nothing too out there because it's a bit more of a public gym, so I think I just like popped my shirt off real quick, and a guy came up to me afterwards when I was putting it back on and just complimented me, and I was like, he has no idea how far that goes, and it goes a long way. So to anyone and everyone out there who has been following this journey along and does message me on Instagram and does like my stories and my content, like, honestly, it does mean an awful lot. Like, it does provide that little bit of fuel that helps me kind of push for more. So there is that. We'll wrap these into, there's 3 more things on the physical side of things that I'll wrap into kind of one. So your cardiovascular health feels great. Like, my demand on my heart and my lungs and just my demand on my like integral systems that you just need to get through life is so much lower than when I was in my peak off season. I've referenced this before, but I remember being peak off season, like struggling to get upstairs because I was just too heavy. I'm not meant to sit at that weight. In the same way that I'm not meant to sit at this weight naturally, like, that's not my baseline. It feels much better. I feel much healthier at this weight, just moving around and going about my daily business. The other part of that is you're not sweating all the time. When I was in my off season, it was summer, which didn't help, but I was just sweating constantly because your body is burning at such a high rate trying to process all the food that you're putting into it that you're just constantly sweating, and it's horrible. And the last one, this is subjective, obviously. You people might think that, like, I'm an ugly bastard, but for me, like, I'm more handsome. I've definitely started to pass through the handsome barrier. Like, I would describe it as, I'll put the pictures up. Here's peak off season, like, oh my god, balloon face. Here's like the middle ground, which is like where most people will find their sweet spot of, you've got enough body fat on you that you still look healthy, but you look defined, you look lean, and that obviously translates to your face. And then you've got where I'm kind of getting to, which is like, yeah, you don't look good. You look like you're struggling. Anyway, those are the physical elements, is what I would say that, being shredded, the great things about being shredded physically. Psychologically, that's the next category that we've got. Your mental focus is through the roof. So because I'm so routined and so structured with everything that I'm doing, it bleeds out. I was having a conversation with my friend George about this today, but it spills out into other things, and it's great because you can almost just time keep a lot more effectively, and that's something that I do struggle with. I'm not good at timekeeping. Me getting through a list of tasks is usually quite sporadic, whereas now, whilst I'm in prep, it's like I'm applying that same approach of, I should have this meal at this time, this meal at this time, I should do this at this time, this at this time, to most things, and I'm finding it's making me a lot more efficient in what I'm doing. You feel more in tune with your body than ever before, and I've just put in quotation marks, I know how this thing works. Like, to describe that, I guess that kind of crosses the border of physical and psychological, but I just feel my body. in a way that I've never felt it before. I feel like I'm fully in the driver's seat, whereas in the past it's almost like I'm a passenger in this thing, this case that I've got, and sometimes it works the way I want it to, sometimes it doesn't. Right now it's like a high performance computer. It is programmed down to a T, and I know that if I increase carbs by 200, 300 grams, my body will respond to that in a positive way. I know that if I make a reduction of some sort or I up my expenditure, my body will respond to that in an effective way. It is in such a responsive state, a responsive sweet spot, that I have to do minimal external factors to actually get the drive that I want from my body, and that is amazing. Let's go on to, okay, a couple of things here. We'll tie these two together. A sense of a greater purpose. So when you're so focused on a singular goal, I think that you omit this, like, please don't take this as arrogance, because I really don't intend it that way. I intend it as confidence. And you omit this confidence in the fact that 2 years ago I said I was going to do this thing, and right now I'm living that, I'm fulfilling that potential. And that's an amazing feeling, to take a long-term goal, set it, like throw that line, cast that line 2 years ahead of where you are, with no real knowledge of how you'll chase that goal down, and then just start reeling it in. Just start reeling it in. And slowly but surely over time, you get closer and closer. You start to see what's on the end of that line, and you get excited. And that's where I'm at right now, is, you know, we're in the last stages of reeling this target, this goal in that I've been chasing for the last 2 years. And that greater purpose bleeds in, I think, to inspiring others, which is something that I feel this does do. I've had people message me, I've had people come up to me in the gym and say, you know, it's really amazing what you're doing, it's really motivational. You can obviously make content that is inspired that way and leans that way. So those two, I guess, having a sense of a greater purpose, something bigger than yourself that you're working towards, and showing that, I think, is inspirational to others. And that's something that's really powerful for me, as, again, kind of an external motivator as to why I do the things I do, why I'm filming the things that I'm filming and talking about the things that I'm talking about. And this leads perfectly into the next one, to bring us right back down to earth, which is, I've been feeling incredibly self-aware. Like, I think it stems from how in tune I am with my body, but a lot of people have asked me this question. A lot of people have said, well, Liam, how long are you going to do this for? And I always give the same answer, and the answer is I'm going to do it until the end of prep. I'm going to compete. I'm going to assess what the payoff of competing was for me, because I could still hate this, like, we don't know. And then I'm going to move on with my life and probably try and find a bit more balance. But when I say incredibly self-aware, I basically mean, like, I've definitely fallen into the trap of bodybuilding previously, where I've almost kind of leant too far over the edge and started to fall into habits that I don't like as a person. For me, they don't bring out the best in me. So that hardcore world of, like, suppress, I've mentioned this before, but suppressing things and being like a super hardcore bro about bodybuilding, that does not bring out the best Liam Meara. And that's what I'm here to do, is bring out the best Liam Meara. And prep has taught me that self-awareness. Prep has, the way I would describe it is, it's almost like I've got parking sensors on my own life. And I know that if I'm going a little bit too far this way, it goes beep, 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 you know, beep, 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 beep. You're going a bit too close to the wall there, mate. Like, bring back a bit and stay within that lane. So that's what I would say is another amazing, like, psychological benefit of the shredded lifestyle and being in prep. The last two bits, it massively bleeds over into other areas of your life. You just want to improve your circumstances. And I credit this prep and this lifestyle to me having the confidence to launch my business. I really do. I have never, like I say, felt such a mental focus and a magnetism towards doing what I want to do and building the life that I want to build. And prep and bodybuilding, I owe a massive credit. I owe a massive, massive credit to that, to the sport, to the lifestyle, to everything in guiding me to be able to pursue that. Yeah. And this once again ties into that. Life is simple, which creates time and energy for other pursuits. For example, creating content, launching a business, exploring other hobbies, even if that's something that you wanted to do. The reality of what you're doing is so plain and simple, and you get so good at executing it that, yes, you might not have that much excess energy, but your mental focus and your psychological ability to just switch and go, that's important, I need to do that, is so much stronger than when you're constantly distracted by other elements such as food, what's for dinner tonight. I never have to ask that question, what's for dinner tonight? I know. And I know that might sound a little bit insane, but as I say, it's allowed me to pour energy into other pursuits in life. This camera, boys and girls, I think we're going to have to get a DJI Osmo, I really do. Overheated, for whatever reason. Clearly I was just spitting too much fire. But to be fair, that was kind of the last point that I wanted to touch on. So yeah, those are my personal positives of being shredded. I hope that's kind of given another story to, well, another side to the coin and painted a better picture as opposed to the doom and gloom that the last video about being shredded was. I guess we'll close off. 9 weeks left of prep. Crazy. Thanks guys for the support on this channel. If you did like the video, like the video. If you do like the content, please subscribe. Really helps. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, which will probably be sooner than you expect.